You're listening to Marcher Monthly. This episode is sponsored by Extra Crispy and Bully Audio. The music used in this episode is by Justin Collins. Dialogue mixing is by John Savard. Thank you to all of you. You can find links to the sponsors and artists in the show notes, as well as at our website, Anakainosis.com. This episode is the second March. You can't fix him.
Continues, yes. Right? Like, he doesn't realize he's paying into the bit, right?
So that's what it was, yeah. So you are wearing the... Yes. I
have won daggers, and what is Hot Girls Play D&D?
Hot Girls Play D&D.
Hot Girls Play D&D.
And I just want to put that out to the world. Hot Girls Play D&D.
It's true. And so we are all hot girls on this blessed day.
Yes.
Hot girls.
It is...
Pronouns are hot, girl.
Hot. Yes.
Girl and hot.
Okay, so things happened, and we have other things to talk about. So, what are we touching on first?
I think I'm most interested in, was it the Seven Seas and the Planes of Existence? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
I think that's, like, they're all interesting, but I think that one... is like so far out of like anything that like we can affect change on at the moment.
Right.
That is kind of intriguing to me. And so like, I feel like we could talk about it, but not necessarily like worry about Liam burning content, but like give us a greater expanse of existence. Is that interesting?
Yeah, that's great.
I'm also open to, we can do something else, but that was just the one that was like, that one sounds fun.
That one's got a lot of juice in it.
Okay. So
that apple's got juice.
Oh, yes.
It's a juicy apple. Here's my question. Do you want me to read off the list of things? Because I want to give context of, I gave you guys options of what we could talk about this session.
Well, go ahead and read off the list. Let's.
Right. So I said, these are the topics that I'd like to discuss, and tell me which ones are interesting to you. I gave them the ages of Anakainosis, Zerdani and its major settlements. So number 1 is the ages of Anakainosis. Number 2 was Zerdani and its major settlements. Number 3 was Muspelheim, the rise and fall. Number 4 was the Seven Seas and multiplanar structure. And then number 5 was ancestries of the world. Or if you had another topic that you were like really interested in. And so so we're going with the Seven Seas and multiplanar structure. Okay, let me pull up my Anakainosis to do. What do you guys know of the Seven Seas so far? Because some of it has been introduced in session.
Well, I mean, from looking at the map, there is this sort of like central sea area, and I don't know a lot about it, but there is a sort of southern island portion, which I believe is in some way associated with the sort of pirate factions of the areas. Is it the Pirate Kings? Is that what it is?
Yeah. So you're talking about like the big
like grand world map.
Yeah, the grand world map. So the biggest asterisk about that is that the grand world map is subject to change.
Yes.
Hugely subject to change. And the reason for that is I drew that map when I was supposed to be paying attention in my media law class at grad school. And because it was all online, I was like, I'm either going to fall asleep, play video games, or like kill myself. So
I'm so glad you drew the map.
I drew a map.
That was the best choice.
I drew a map. I aced that class, and like I
And ace the map as well.
And ace the map.
did okay on the map. The map looked really bad in its first incarnation, which is why it took the 13-week course to get through. But yeah, so in the center of the map is the I don't actually have a name for that area, but I do have a name for the smaller like area of the map where there's like it kind of looks like Italy is cut into this, and that's called the Sundered Sea. So the Sundered Sea is in that's in the new expanded world map. Like that exists. I should put labels on it. And then the Sundered Sea opens into the Greater Sea and like the Greater Seas, essentially. Those seas can connect between the Isle of Light, the Sundered Sea, the far reaches of Muspelheim in its heyday. And then it goes over to the Western world, which I've only, like, I have some ideas of what the Western world looks like. You've actually met an NPC from the Western world. I think maybe 3 you've met, but nobody has asked about that. So it's like, right, like, as you guys know, it's like you don't write everything, you write what people are interested in. And then what I have found is that you all are really interested in this thing for about 3 weeks, and then you pivot, and then you're really interested in something else. So I have a lot of like half finished notes about certain things, even though we've been doing this for a couple of years. But the at the base of that, which is what you're talking about, and I'm just giving a picture with words here for people who aren't sure of it, is that there is the pirate islands that exist. And so that is where the 7 seas enter into Anakainosis. So that sea is not part of the 7 seas, but below it is where the 7 seas enter in.
Got it.
Yeah. And so the cool thing is there's like in D&D throughout like all the editions and whatnot, there are a bunch of different like multiplanar looks. There's the wheel cosmos. There's the tree cosmos. There's like a bunch of other looks at like what does a multiplanar structure look like, and then you get into like Greek mythology, you get into Norse mythology, you get into like Mesoamerican mythology, you get into all these different things, Far Eastern mythologies and whatnot, and they all have like different ideas of what it looks like to be outside of the plane of existence that we have. What I thought was really fucking cool is like the 7 seas, and the idea that like instead of like soup theory, right, is that like everything in the universe exists, but there are other universes or other realities that exist, but they're all connected through some sort of like soupy structure and stuff. And then I like pirates, and so the 7 seas, it felt like, wouldn't it be cool if people traveled across the 7 seas between worlds, and that's how you sailed between worlds. Pirates of the Caribbean did a brilliant job of world building a lot of this stuff, and I thought that was really cool. But then also like just pirate lore and like a bunch of books that I've read about pirates has been cool. So that's basically the idea of what the 7 seas are. Now, this also comes deeply from like a power metal. And so this
Of course.
Yeah. So there is okay. This is like again, this is always where I'm like, how much spoilers do you guys want? Because this is something that I don't think anybody will touch on for a while, but you can kind of like gain a higher appreciation for like what the items that you are currently like quote unquote hunting down are and what they mean to the greater cosmos. So there's a band called Halloween, and Halloween, one of the best bands, like they're one of the biggest / most important bands in power metal. And I like them. They're okay. I like a little bit more goofy stuff, but like you can't enjoy power metal without appreciating what Helloween brought to the genre. And one of their biggest albums is actually like a 2-parter album, and it's called The Keeper of the Seven Keys. And it is like Christian based sort of things and whatnot. And they like hint at Christian mythology. But it is the idea of like the keeper of the seven keys must plunge the seven keys into the seven seas. Like he has to throw the keys into the seas. And the idea is that like literally the song, people have like done dives or whatever, or like they interviewed the writers, and it was about like, this is Jesus Christ, right? Like Jesus had to like take the keys and throw it into the seas and then to like save the world from evil. Yeah, whatever. Like what would be cool is if the seven keys were like great weapons, and to plunge them into the seas would be to defeat like these great pirate lords with these keys. And so, do you know where I'm going with this?
Yeah, but keep going.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Because there are these items that were used to send gods away. And these items were great weapons used by gods in this world. And so they are the keys of antecedents. And that is, so if you, like, the idea is plunging a key into a sea is literally defeating a pirate lord of a sea, one of the seven seas, with a key of antecedents.
That's fucking dope.
Super dope.
Yeah, so that's where we've been working on for like 5 years. I guess 4 years. 2021. Yeah, 4 years. Like,
sick.
Yeah. So that's what that is. So
we have one.
You have one.
We have one.
You have a key of antecedents.
I have a key of antecedents.
You have a key of antecedents. Yeah. And of course, the keys of antecedents are the great weapons associated with the new gods. Because there are 6 new gods. They're not 7. There are 6 new gods. So that means there's one key of antecedents that is not related to the gods.
Interesting. Yeah, we did a little identification on it, and we found that there's like different levels of power of these items. So like we can kind of know what it does, but then there's like 2 higher stages of them that can be unlocked in some fashion and will gain power.
Like a new form.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So they will gather power and become enhanced through some process.
And you found it at
We found it in the mines.
Oh, you found it in the mines.
Yeah.
Yeah. Arthur Edith had it and it was sort of like going to be tossed away in some refuse pile, and we happened to like pull it out. And it was just, it's this giant shield, the Pavis of Kinrain.
Yeah.
And it's, so it's like this, it's a shield that can like sort of float around you and like help defend you. So you can still like do stuff while having a shield, but also it has the ability to be split apart and be shield weapon as well as some other very cool abilities.
Yeah, and you also like don't lose the shield bonus when using it as a weapon, which is like that alone makes it a really powerful item. And then on top of that, it allows you to cast spells without using spell slots and without having to like literally it is you don't even need to be like you don't need to know these spells, you don't need to be a spellcaster. You can just cast these spells.
Shit.
Which is similar to how like Baldur's Gate 3 does it, where like when you have these weapons you can just cast them. Which I guess you could do, like there were different weapons that allowed you to cast spells, but I don't know. Certain rules that I've seen is like you have to be a spellcaster, or like this is your spellcasting ability and whatnot. Like I think I said that there was the spellcasting ability was wisdom. I think it was wisdom.
I think you said it was wisdom. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like wisdom plus.
But I don't think you said, and you did say that this was subject to change because you were still deciding on some things and tweaking some things. And I don't remember, was it locked to a particular set of class? Sometimes it'll be like, this can only be attuned to by a cleric or a paladin.
Yeah. So I'm opening up my notes on that right now. And, This is the part where if you jumped me right now, you would know everything about the game.
Steal his laptop.
This is the part.
Hold him down.
I'll hold you punch.
So it's an animated shield. It can be wielded in both hands, splitting apart to create sharpened points, which is your attack. So you roll to attack, you add your wisdom and your proficiency bonus. So it's like you're automatically proficient with this. Like it just magically makes you proficient, whether you're proficient with shields or not. Which I think...
Oh, you don't need to be... You said you do have to be proficient,
I do have to
right?
be proficient. So this is where I'm saying like it may change, where I'm still questioning, because I have to do research on... I want this thing to be super fucking powerful. And so I don't know if the dormant state is where it is that super powerful, or the awakened state is where it becomes super powerful. But it's like one of those where it's like, what does that even mean? But I will say, like, dormant, awakened, and exalted states, which are the 3 states of the keys of antecedents, that is a thing that I'm sure the person I ripped it off from somewhere else, but I'm ripping it off from Matt Mercer in campaign 1 of Critical Role, where they had the what is it called? There was what were the items that
The vestiges?
The vestiges of
divergence. So all of the vestiges of divergence had dormant, awakened, and exalted states, and you could like they became more powerful as they so yeah, you have it like attuned to yourself. Okay, so we have talked a lot about Red Growth and the 7 Cs. We always record this at the end, so if you heard it, if I'm talking about something that we haven't talked about yet, go fuck yourself. You're in for something really cool later.
Wow.
Go Birds. Hey, here's the thing. I was literally messaging Julio about this today. Today's episode is being sponsored by the Birdhouse.
Hey.
And
Chirp chirp.
that's right. And there are a number. So the Birdhouse is it's the new hip scene in Eventide where all the cool bands are coming to perform. They're trying to get in there. If you're into music, performance, if you're into acrobatics, if you're into big, festive, explosive performances and acts, you need to check out the Birdhouse. It's in Eventide. Again, this is a place where you can see all sorts of different types of acts. Have any of you been to the Birdhouse?
No, not yet.
Not yet?
I think I was, yeah.
Did you see anybody perform there?
I saw Tebben get shot out of a cannon.
You saw Tebben get shot out of the cannon, which means that you saw Human Force
I
perform.
did.
You saw her. That was opening weekend. That was
Yeah,
opening
I
weekend
worked
for them.
it.
So there's a number of bands, Sunford and Nuns, of course, also performed there. And we have a couple other bands that are on the docket here. If I'm going to name some of them, I've got a long list. And I am going to name some of them. I'm excited to hear about your thoughts on whether or not you, let's say thumbs up or what is it, smash or pass here.
Smash or pass.
Oh, work. Okay.
Smash or pass. All right, Sunford and Nuns, returning.
Smash.
Smash, amazing. Now Sunford went solo. So are we doing a solo Sunford here?
Pass.
Or
Smash or pass on a Sunford solo.
Or is an option, actually.
It is an or is an option. Okay, how about this? The Nuns.
Oh, smash. Smash.
I'll smash some nuns.
Smash some Nuns?
Smash some nuns.
Human Force returning.
Smash.
Yeah, smash.
Smash. All right, a new band that has gotten into a couple shows in Eventide, The U. Are you familiar with these? These are Yuan T throat singers.
Smash.
Is that off the used?
It's off the Hue.
Oh.
Which are like they're Mongolian throat singing metal band. They're pretty fucking dope.
Oh, okay. Yeah, smash.
Okay.
Yeah. Correct.
But it's snake people doing that.
Yeah.
They're
all throat.
They're all throat.
I'll throw myself out. I'm sorry.
Very good. All right, here we go. 3 boars down.
3 boars down.
Where-boars.
Yes, bro.
I'm going to give that an or.
It's an or for boars.
Yeah.
3 oars down.
Yeah.
All right. Mithril back.
Pass on principle.
Oh, boo. That's a smash on principle in this house. In this house, we smash Mithril back.
Pass on principle.
All right. Blue Knight's Rise, which is a very Anakainosis move here. I will give a hint. Knight's Rise is the name for October in Anakainosis.
Or.
Yeah.
All right, that's fair. Not many.
It's just, only because it just like or.
Yeah. It works, but it doesn't work that well. Also, Blue October is all right, but like they're very new metal ish. Arrow for my cherub. Oh man, I don't have metalcore fans here. Obviously not.
I mean, you're going bullet for my
That's
Valentine,
exactly what I'm
right?
going for. I'm going bullet for my Valentine.
Okay. I'll smash that.
Smash
I'll
bullet.
smash
a
that.
little AFMC.
Yeah.
A little AFMC. Okay. A Night to Recall.
I don't know that one.
I don't know.
It's a again another like metalcore. They're actually called easycore now. I hate metalheads because I am one, and we have created a subgenre of a subgenre of a subgenre. It's a day to remember.
I don't think I know that.
Oh, I am going to send so much a day to remember to you.
Okay.
Just make a playlist.
Here we go. We that was literally the like Blue Knight's Rise and A Night to Recall are 2 that like I came up on my own. I was like, these are pretty good. The rest I found. Actually, that's not true. The next one is Wastewood Undead. Oh, you guys are killing me.
I think that one's like just too literal, like too D&D. It's not like split enough for me.
There's a band called Hollywood Undead, and this is Wastewood Undead. It's bad. We're gonna pass. This is a
I think
pass.
I'm passing on that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man, I listened to way too much metalcore here. The next one, God, it's so bad. We're gonna get through this one, and I think the rest I found online. Ice Knife Kills. Oh, I can't wait for someone who knows this one to be into this. Ice Knife Kills is a joke on Ice 9 Kills, which is they came up with an album called The Silver Scream, where they make a bunch of metalcore songs based off of horror movies. They got huge off of these. Like they're literally like they own Halloween in the metal scene is pretty much what it is.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm seeing we're passing on this one.
I think I'm gonna
I
pass
can
just 'cause-
respect that. That eats though.
Yeah, it is cool. So I'll pass on principle. Or I'm sorry, I'll smash. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, that was it. That's the moment. This is the moment, folks. This is the moment that actually
smash
matters.
on principle.
All right,
Smash on principle.
I'll pass on principle. Cool vibe.
Or, but I'm smash leaning.
All right, smash
leaning.
leaning. Okay.
I do think
I don't know
Ice
enough.
Knife Kills. Ice Knife Kills was a great name. I'm really proud of that one, which means no one cares about it until I give a plethora of fucking backstory and context. Here we go. Aerosmith.
Please get the fuck out.
There it is. All right, the next. What are we saying? They're coming to the fucking. They're trying to get into the birdhouse. The birdhouse is listening. We are trying to see who the fans want.
That's a pass for me.
I think it's a pass.
It's a pass. Okay, here we go. Daft Monk.
Smash.
That's smash.
Okay, there we go.
Smash.
I told you
Smash.
we're getting into the one. Dampier Weekend.
Oh, smash.
Yeah.
Okay.
Smash.
This one. Armor class, difficulty class.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
oh.
smash.
Okay.
Smash.
It took me a second. Smash.
Smash. Amazing. Oh no, I clapped so hard I fucking unplugged my headphones. Amazing. So armor class, difficulty class,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's a classic smash. Okay. This one, solo act. Solo act, seeing how it's going. Astral Levine.
Smash, baby.
Ooh, I will smash that. Yeah.
Astral Levine until she dies and is replaced.
There
Oh,
it is.
conspiracy
Absolutely.
theory.
Conspiracy
She's a changeling?
theory. Here we go.
Whoa, maybe.
Maybe.
Here we go. Mighty, mighty frost gnomes.
Smash.
Yeah.
Smash.
Yeah. They're a big band.
Yeah.
There's a lot of gnomes on there.
Well, they can fill a lot of space.
They can fill a lot of space. Incredible. Okay, did you say
I'll smash.
are you guys into ska?
I don't know a lot of ska. I more went like right into emo and screamo.
Okay.
I kind of missed the ska, but I am familiar with the Mighty Mighty Boss stuff.
The ska punk scene is gonna love Mighty Mighty Frost Gnomes. Big fan of Mighty Mighty Frost Gnomes on there. Honestly, a lot of them think they're cool. So the next one is Arcane Fire.
Smash.
Smash.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
All right. A couple Arcane Fire fans in here. Okay. Grateful Undead.
Pass.
It's a pass.
That's a pass.
Pass.
Okay. I've got
Fuck
two
jam
left.
bands.
I've got two left. Absolutely agree. They like. I get
Just play the song.
They-
Not notes around the song. Play the song.
No, here's the thing though. They only have 3 fingers. So there's only so much
Oh
they
my
can
God.
do. There's
no.
only so
They're,
much-
they're even more disappointing.
They're really bad. Yeah, they're really bad. They also don't have ears. So there's that.
Oh my God.
All right, 2 bands
That's
left.
so hard.
No.
2 bands
yeah.
left. I'm actually upset because I'm just going down the line and I didn't even save the best for last. I would have saved Astral Levine for the last one. But the last 2 are OK Golem.
Oh, okay. Smash.
Smash. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. They got big. They were in Scrollbend and they got big because they were posting some minor illusions out and it just went viral. It went viral.
Good for them.
Yeah, really. And then the last one is the Violent Underdark. Or excuse me, the Velvet Underdark. The Velvet Underdark.
I don't know. You fucked it up the first time. I'm passing.
Yeah, that's fine. Pass that. Totally pass. That's supposed to be the Velvet Underground, but I don't know who the fucking the Velvet Underground is. I know of them, and I refuse to listen to them.
When is Frightened at the Disco coming?
yeah.
Let me tell you how many times I workshopped a way to incorporate them. What I've got so far was Panic at the Tavern.
Yeah, I was going to say tavern.
Panic at the Tavern seemed okay, but it didn't sit well with me. I actually found other options that turned out to like somebody was suggesting it about just a tabletop role-playing game, and there was a whole forum. It wasn't even D&D game inspired. It was just TTRPG inspired. And what was so crazy was this person that was suggesting ones, they were like, yeah, just off the top of my head, blah, 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 blah. I was like, oh, fuck, these sound like bands that I would listen to, like in real life. And one of them that I was like, fuck, this is really good was Fireball the Tavern. I'm like,
That's good.
I would be front row for Fireball the Tavern.
Yeah.
Like,
That's a good one.
God, what a fucking band name. So anyways, we have these Eventide bands that are trying to, make a name for themselves in the Gleaming Realm, coming to you soon at the Birdhouse. The Birdhouse. That really is it in terms of our sponsors. We only had one sponsor this week. We do want to, that's it. Unless, of course, we want to do just a couple deals. Let me see. Anyone going to Sickle Farm? Sickle Farm is being nice, and they're going to give. No, actually, hold on. Sorry, I am getting a report. Sten Sickle says I can go fuck myself.
Direct quote.
Wow.
Sounds like him.
Here we go. Yeah, we do. Because this is Sten Sickle's flaw. Treats his farm as his personal fiefdom and refuses to accept the law of the king if he disagrees with it. And he disagrees with giving any discounts. I am so sorry.
Oh, wow.
I am getting
Pass. Hard pass.
Damn.
He is.
Or smash to get those discounts.
Or smash to get those discounts. He's got
Damn, you were playing the long game.
Yeah, I am.
It's
You're pretty smart.
You know what?
Thank you.
Go Birds. it seems like our only sponsor here is, of course, the Birdhouse. If you're interested in seeing any of these bands, if they make the cut, again, it seems like some of them we're not interested in seeing. But if you are interested in seeing, I feel like Astral Levine is going to make
Astral Levine's going to headline whatever music
Superstar.
festival they're going to put on.
Yeah.
And she's going to slay.
She's going to slay. She's going to slay. The Festival of the Stars. That's what it is. Astral Levine.
Yeah.
Headlining. You can get tickets, of course, through the Ticketmaster, Live-A-Nation. Reach out to Live-A-Nation for all of your ticket needs. All right, that is exactly who is selling tickets for the Birdhouse. All right, am I missing any other sponsors? I'm giving you an opportunity here to tell me who you're trying to get a discount from.
I don't remember who we did last time. I don't want to double up.
I believe we did Clinfair.
Did Clinfair?
One.
Mm-hmm.
Did we do Dima?
I was about to ask.
I don't think you did Dima.
We didn't do
We
Dima?
could do Dima.
You want to do Dima this
Do
time?
Dima.
Sponsor Dima.
Even if we did do Dima, hey Dima, back at it. You know what? Dima's Adventuring Emporium is the other sponsor on this show. And this episode, thank you to Dima's Adventuring Emporium. Dima's Adventuring Emporium is offering 10% off any common or uncommon or rare item.
Whoa.
Okay.
10% off any
Thanks,
common or
Dima.
rare.
Thank you, Daddy
item.
Dima.
That's
Thanks,
right.
King.
He's about it. Yeah, no. He's having a good time. He's seen a lot. I mean, you guys are paying the bills for this guy right now. A significant amount of folks who are trying to get there. Also, just as a shout out, Hall of Records. Hall of Records 100% sponsored this, as they do all lore dives. All lore dives on Marjionn Monthly are sponsored by the Hall of Records. Come to the Hall of Records for all of your lore interests.
We love historians.
Love historians. Yo, shout out to
Shout out to the
Lauren.
archivists.
Truly. Okay. That's it. Thank you again to all of our sponsors every week and every month and all the time. Every session. We look forward to it. And yeah, we can't do this without them.
Vestiges.
The vestiges of divergence. Mm-hmm. So all of the vestiges of divergence had dormant, awakened, and exalted states, and you could like they became more powerful as they grew. So yeah, the more you have it like attuned to yourself, and the more you utilize it in combat and out of combat, brings it to its from its dormant to its awakened state. And when that happens, there's also like RP aspects of it, but you gain like additional things. I will say this thing is like in its exalted state, it's broken, like full on broken. So I'm just like,
It sounds broken already.
Yeah.
So
right. So I'm like, that's the thing. I'm like, it's in a dormant state. I want to know how broken I can make this thing. And I also have to like, it's fun because it's like I'm balancing it compared to not just like other like normal items, but also like the other keys of antecedents, because some of them are like Red Fang is one of my favorite fucking items. I think Red Fang might be the first homebrew item I've ever created. And I think it's fucking cool, but it's like, is Red Fang more powerful than the Pavis? Is the Pavis more powerful than, Neuraxis? Like, these are the questions. Also, Neuraxis is totally like, I did not come up with Neuraxis. I found Neuraxis and then was like, that's fucking cool. And then I made Red Fang based off of Neuraxis. And Neuraxis had like 3 different levels, but they had 3 different levels. And they literally said they took that based off of Matt Mercer's fucking vestiges. So it was like Neuraxis was built by someone online, and I don't know who they are, but like we're not getting paid for this, so I don't remember who it is, and you know we're not publishing this, so it's like, or at least we're not publishing like that and calling it our own. So anyways, if we ever do find Neuraxis and then ever like make it a thing so that it is online, I will post it in the show notes. But until then, yeah, they like, that's what I'm saying. So Neuraxis ripped off Matt Mercer. So I ripped off the person who ripped off Matt Mercer.
Get in the comments.
Get in the comments. Get in the comments. So anyways, that's like part of the 7 Cs. That's like how the Church of Light stuff mixes with the 7 Cs, is that like those are connected. But on top of that, like the Blood War, right? So like the Blood War occurs between the Abyss and the 9 Hells. That is D&D lore that has been there since like, you know, the 70s, maybe the 80s, depending on when that actually started. But I was like, cool, what if the Blood War was a pirate war rather than like a war on the plane of Avernus? And so the 7 Cs, obviously the 7 Cs are like the 7, what's it called? It's kind of the 7 sins, but it's not entirely. So it's weird. Have I said these, like what these Cs are?
No,
I don't think
you
so.
haven't. No.
All right. So the 7 Cs that we have so far are, the 7 Cs are hate, fear, insanity, avarice, ignorance, pestilence, and then the astral C.
Oh,
so those
interesting.
Those are the
Damn.
7 Cs. Yeah.
it's like everything that came out of Pandora's box.
Literally.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. I thought it was cool. So that's where I'm at right now. I do have a lot of like huge spoilers that's written in these notes. But my question is, what else?
I guess it's how much do you want to share?
Well, okay. So I will say again, I'll give the list. You've already experienced one of these.
Which one have we experienced?
And not just like, there was one point where like someone jumped in after after Redruth and like found themselves on a sea and then jumped out of the rift.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what I'm talking about. Like you guys had a whole session where you adventured in one of these seas without knowing it.
Interesting.
So hate, fear, insanity, avarice, ignorance, pestilence, and astral.
Recently or just in general?
I think I might be able to tell you exactly like the day.
Cool.
Almost 1 year ago. That's not true. Sorry. It was in like, excuse me, it was in Night's Rise, the 14th of Night's Rise of last year, which is October.
Well,
Let's see. Swim.
You didn't go swimming in the sea.
I'm trying to remember what session that was. That feels like a lifetime ago.
When you went to Loomis Tower.
Oh, in Luma's Tower. Okay. Interesting. And
This is literally the session that Tebin bought Trudy the donkey from Haley.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This was, we were going to Luma's Tower to try and, we were going back there, right? To try and find the Gith Silver, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Okay. And then we got separated.
Yes, correct.
We got separated.
And you did a little...
I did a little
searching,
excursion
yeah.
and I did some searching and I found some knowns and I found some unknowns.
Uh-huh.
Interesting. Okay.
Yep.
Interesting. Luma's Tower continues to intrigue me and yet elude me.
Yeah. So that was the whole thing. Like in Luma's Tower, there was a recreation of one of these seas.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of the thing.
which one?
Not the river that we dive into to get back to the entrance.
Oh,
The river cut through something.
Cut through Well, I mean, there was a river that I experienced that cut through the forest.
Bingo.
Okay.
Yeah. So there is Avarice. The Sea of Avarice is nicknamed the Garden.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. So I found myself upon the Sea of Avarice without unbeknownst.
Or a recreation of the Sea of Avarice.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Of course, because nothing in that fucking tower is real.
No, nothing in that tower.
Oh my God. Of course, it's fake. Fake tower.
Fake tower. Yeah. There's a whole thing like Avarice, annoying. I will say also like the pirate lord of the Garden is Dragon Pirate Goldtongue. So there's that.
Cool.
Yeah. Which goes with Avarice. But it's like, yeah. So that's the idea, is that it's like, because Avarice is not like just like material greed, right? It's like greed for a bunch of different things. And so the Garden was where two individuals became greedy about something in particular. And that's where it's getting into like lore that your characters have been looking into for a bit. So I don't want to spoil too much.
Okay.
But anyways, yeah. So that's the idea. The idea is that like the seas connect everything. And so like sailing, there's even a bigger like the gods. It's actually the gods before the gods. It's literally like the sun and the moon is where I like came up with like what the seas are about and stuff, which I guess that is my question. It's like how much, this is the point where you stop listening. But like, how much do you guys want me to tell you about like the whole fucking like kit and caboodle of like what the world lore is of the planar, the interplanar existence in Anakainosis?
Well, I mean, greedily.
Yeah.
If I'm full of
I'm
avarice.
nosy.
Yeah.
Nosy.
I'm nosy and I want to know everything.
Okay.
Give me the tea.
Okay. So there are ages of the world, right? The first age was the age of order. The second age was the age, it was the age of the wild and then age of order. And then, oh God.
Age of Wild.
Was it Age of Wild?
Age of Wild was first. Then
Yeah.
Age of Order.
Okay.
Then Decay. And then Conquest.
Yes, the Age of the Wild. So essentially, when giant beasts, creatures, and monsters roamed the world, the peoples of Zerdani were but infants. God, who wrote this? Human, dwarves, elves, and more were nothing but small tribes and clusters, budding with excitement and only just grasping the concepts of exploration, technology, and magic. These titans carved out the world for themselves, constantly battling over territory or deceiving each other to secure more stability and wealth for themselves. As the power societies grew, so did the influence of their leaders. These leaders would rise to be known as the first gods of Anakainosis, building great temples at the peaks of the world. The gods waged war on the giants of the world. Much blood was shed, many innocent creatures were killed, and society changed forever. The first walls were established to keep dangers out. The first engines of war were designed to provide the natural to dispose of. Oh, wow, all right, cool. The first engines of war were designed to provide the natural to dispose of the supernatural. The wild that poured across the entirety of the world was choked and rebuked. In the presence of the wild, a new concept was invented: order. So, before that, right? So the first thing was like these titans, which one of them is currently in a mountain. Yeah. So like
Just a sweet, sweet little lightning mountain.
it's a little sweet lightning mountain. But yeah, it was like then the first gods. So the old gods, including Lyrian, Zoran, and the Mother of Light, which I'm blanking on her name, but
Maravana,
thank you. So Maravana, Zoran, and Lyrian actually worshipped something else. And that's kind of like the theory of the world, right? Where it's like they were like something exists and then people worship it and then they become great leaders of the people that worship the thing that they worshiped. And then they start worshiping that mortal as something greater than themselves. And then it turns into they are now the gods that people worship, rinse and repeat, right? Because the new gods were the people who were, fighting for the old gods. The old gods fought for something else, and then the something else lost to the wild. The things that lost to the wild were the sun and the moon. And so the wild beat the sun and the moon. The sun and the moon were avenged because of the new god, or the old gods. And then the old gods were replaced by the new gods when one of the old gods was quote unquote defeated or sacrificed herself or, removed the new gods. But either way, depending on who you're asking, that's where to me, that's where fun things happen, where it's now we have different religions who believe, no, the old god actually took the new gods and removed them from the world to save mortals from repeated domination by these new gods because she saw corruption where there should be order. And they, the people who believe in the light, thought, no, she was the wild, she was evil. We have slain her, and now we have established order. But before that, it was, hey, we as mortals shouldn't be we shouldn't be prey to immortals. And the immortals were like, we are natural, we exist, we are timeless, we are existence. You are temporary, and therefore you are our playthings. And that's the previous one to that. Before that, there was the sun and the moon. And that is the creation story or whatever in Anakainosis. So here we are, folks. We are at the end of another session here of Marcher Monthly, another edition of Marcher Monthly. Really appreciate it. Thank you for listening. Izzy, as the only person who's listening to this episode.
Woo! Yay!
Thank you. If you are listening and your name is not Izzy, honestly, thanks for being here. Didn't expect it. Did not expect it. Huge help. So again, thank you to Jay for being here.
So good to be here.
Thank you, Alex, for being here. Okay. We are, so Alex, Jay, Liam. Of course, we want to thank our incredible staff here. We want to thank Roxanne. We want to thank Aurelian. We want to thank Phelan, who we mentioned. Yep, Phelan Aldathariel, Princess of the Court of the Moon. We want to thank, as always, Sir Valdaniel.
Always.
Yep, of the Gleaming Realm. Huge there. Of course, Sir Vanmar von Gosling.
Come on, King.
It was definitely, I feel like we could not have, no, you did. You 100% wrote it down.
I wrote it down. We talked about it.
Yeah, I mean, and we can't, who else did we mention in terms of this?
That sexy, sexy Redriff.
Oh, of
The
course.
pirate himself.
I want to thank the one, the only, Sir Tom Redruth. Sir Arthur Edith.
Edith.
Gotta thank him for being here. Do we miss any other West Marchers? I'm just gonna go through them because I feel like, I just want to thank all of them.
Sound off.
Of all the people who have played recently, we'll say that. Of all, because fuck you who hasn't played recently.
Whoa,
no, that's not true.
They're definitely listening.
No, they definitely are listening.
They're definitely in the room.
I do want to.
Oh.
I'm gonna thank everyone who has been here, which is, we talked about this. I'm going down the line. Thank you, Rapid, for just constantly making my heart warm and having a fucking hilt stuck in your chest. Thank you, Charlemagne, for being the only person who, at the beginning of this, was genuinely interested in getting lore from the lore, the Hall of Records. I'm not going to explain why after this. Thank you, Pennyworth Greenbrier. Thank you, Flavin Townsend, Udalat Rogstadson. Thank you. Oh, Jerry Tinman, who hasn't even made an appearance yet. Shout out. Taxi Noman. Shout out to Taxi Noman. Big fan.
Shout out, Taxi.
Shout out. We did talk about Barty, but Barty is the next one on this. Shout out to Bartholomew Dennington and the Dennington Trading Company. Shout out Tebben Trask. Goes without saying.
May he forever be cursed.
Forever.
Aww.
Shout out Magnus Bjornsson. And last one, honestly, a big one we didn't even talk about. Huge, brand new, first time playing was this month. Shout out to Edith Gossipay.
Hey,
Shout
welcome.
out to Edith Gossipay. And again, even Elizabeth, if you're listening to this and you never play in this world again, you've already done enough to warm my heart forever. So thank you very much for being part of this. And here's to the next session. So that's all of the West Marchers, so I don't forget anybody. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Haley Galesong. Just cause. Haley. What a lass. Shout out to
the moon.
The moon.
Shout out to the moon.
Shout out the moon.
And the sun.
And the sun.
But mostly the moon.
Yeah.
The moon's out there. Shout out to my girl, the May Queen, who's there and doing stuff.
Shout out to Maravana.
Shout out to Maravana. All the old gods, all the new gods, all the giants of old, Vir, Ve, Vili, like those folks.
Shout out to all the pirate lords.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God, yeah. Ethashoka, of course. Shout out to Ethashoka, one of the pirate lords. Everyone knows Ethashoka. Shout out to, I will say shout out to the Impetus Pirate Craven, who's part of that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mark, who is the in-game representative of the pirate or the devils. That dude's doing it. Is there anyone else I'm missing that we talked about? I'm sure there is, but
we had to have gotten most of them.
Yeah, I feel
we got most of them.
Yeah.
All right, so that's it. So that means that we're going to end with the rest of the Marcher Monthly staff here. So, of course, shout out to all of the folks who work here at Marcher Monthly. Again, our chief sports analyst, Drome Disputant, our senior diplomatic analyst, Dust Daly, our intern and West Marcher's chief correspondent, Bowen Tibbard, our senior field reporter, Tinnerynt Fjord, our senior frontline reporter, Sir Lee Nuuz, our chief foreign correspondent, Marjionn Wesslyy, our senior legal analyst, Don Jinno, Esquire of Witt and Cunning, and our senior religious affairs correspondent, Himan Sohlm. And of course, always, I'm going to hand it over to our head anchor. Signing off, this is Lanky Kahn Noggin, reminding you as always to go forth and conquer.